Hello and welcome. I'm Charles Aite. The oil marketing companies will be increasing the prices of petrol and diesel by 3 and 4% in response to rising costs of the commodity on the world market. Brent crude is currently selling at $103 per barrel, the highest in the last 7 years. And in line with the deregulation policy, the OMCs are expected to adjust prices. Joy Business is learning that petrol could increase by 4.6%, moving a litre to 8 cedis 12 pesos, while diesel will sell at 8 cedis 2 pesos. And the weakening cedi against the dollar, global demand, and the ongoing Russia invasion of Ukraine have been blamed for the rise. Duncan Amwa is Executive Secretary of COPEC, and he joins us on this. Duncan, grateful that you could join us. Of course, petrol around 8 cedis 12 pesos per litre to increase by about 4.6%. The same with diesel. How can we reverse this trend? Duncan, if you could hear me, of course, we keep experiencing a hike in fuel prices over the past few weeks. It begs the question, though, how can this be reversed?
Well, you are talking of a situation where Ghana is gaining on the international market as far as your crude export is concerned. Government is not ready from the little interaction with them to reduce taxes. Government can, on the second leg, apply the windfall revenues that we are getting to the BDCs and let them stay prices at least for the month of March. If that happens, then you can see some stability in prices. Anything other than this, it means that the BDC will have to pay what is really spot. And then the cedi also depreciating means that they will be taking a double hit. Eventually, that is being passed on to the OMC and will be passed on at the pump. The only way out, apply part of the windfall revenue that you are getting, because crude today is over $100. You budgeted or projected some $61.25 for 2022. It means that anything beyond that is excess revenue that could be applied to cushion consumers if we want to.
Of course, COPEC has forecasted. You did forecast the increase somewhere, of course, in March, which, of course, we're experiencing across various pumps. How can the situation be in terms of your forecast till the end of this year? Should situations continue the way they are currently?
Normally, for March, you would find fuel prices declining from February, because after the Christmas importation and travel, aviation system, traffic, and all of that, you would be expecting that prices would have been declining around this time of the year. But sadly, it is rather going up due to geopolitical influences. We do not see any easing down anytime soon, especially now that the Russia-Ukrainian tension is taking a different twist altogether, with EU threatening to join in. It is likely that for the month of March, Ghanaians will probably pay very high. If nothing is also done by government, April would see prices even going higher. The 9 Ghana cedi per litre is something that we'll probably foresee by the end of this month, March.
But you've been engaging the OMCs. What are they telling you regarding the current situation on the ground?
There's a lot of pressure on OMC capital. As far as we talk to them or interact with them, the increase on the international market, together with the depreciation of the cedi, means that if you could buy 40,000 metric previously, now you could do about 30,000, because everything is so high. Yes, their trading funds probably has not seen that corresponding increase. So there's quite a squeeze on their part. They are doing everything they can not to pass on the full effect of these increases, but clearly somebody has got to take a shave at some point, and sadly it will come down to the consumer, who would have to pay more at the pump eventually.
Well, but beyond this particular concern that most of them have been raising, we've been speaking to some experts who also tell us the fact that there is a windfall actually, because as you rightly stated, the upstream sector is really benefiting from what is going on across the global, oil price hike. Why is government not moving up then? Of course, we've been interacting with, stakeholders along this line. What are they telling you in terms of what's informing their choices to cushion consumers?
What the government seems to be very excited about is the revenue inflow. What the government fails to get is that this is going to hurt the government itself way much more than the revenue that it thinks it is saving currently. Government, as we have pointed out, continues to buy from the same market we all buy from. They do not import fuel. And so once OMC prices go up, it means that their consumption figures would also go up. Revenue that they are probably saving would all be used to buy fuel for the police, for the security agencies, for the executive, legislature, the judiciary, who also deserve fueling. I'm talking of Article 71 office holders across board would equally have to consume, and government would bear the brunt thereafter. It would be wiser, if you ask, that government applies the windfall now to stay prices so that the government itself does not overshoot its own expenditure at the end of the accounting year, because it is also going to pay the same market prices that the average person is paying for. It's a chicken and egg. Which comes first? The government has got to take a decision on that. But we would advise that the windfall is not rather treated as some additional revenue that government probably should fall on and use for other things. Use it to subsidize fuel prices across board for consumers within the country. That will be a win-win situation for the government itself and the entirety of the general public.
Duncan Amwa, we're grateful that you could join us. Here's with COPEC there with his submission on the fuel prices and their prediction of a possible increase this month of March.